Well, I'm back again, same atmosphere, same environment, new video. Video number 9. When it comes to the Buddha's teachings, there are 10 unwholesome actions that you can perform. Just a reminder, 3 with the body, 4 with the speech, and 3 with the mind. This is the second with the mind. And it is ill will, it's called ill will. So obviously ill will is wishing ill towards someone else. Someone does something, someone says something, someone doesn't say something or doesn't do something, and it irritates you, it bothers you, and you wish harm upon that other person. You wish them unpleasantness. And that is the definition of ill will. That is what ill will is all about. Now, of course, you have to deduct this logically. You first have to poison your own self in order for you to give away ill will. So, this reminds me actually of something that happened to me last night. I was sleeping. I sleep in a dorm here in this hostel. Actually, you can see. And I am again recovering from this cough. I'm almost 100%, not quite. And I'm coughing at night, unfortunately, accidentally, and I coughed quite loud. And the person below me he got really upset. And it was nighttime, and he thought I was sleeping. And I could just hear him mumble underneath his breath, and I could feel the vibration of his energy, of his being. And he was like, he was very irritated and mad that I woke him up. And I thought to myself, man, why are you suffering? But, and so you can see from this example that this man, if he wishes me ill will, let's say he wanted me to die so that I could stop coughing, he has to first poison his own system. He has to generate that energy within himself and then towards me. So he has to first poison himself, and ill will is very destructive. It's maybe the most destructive elements, the state of mind that you can generate within yourself that destroys your cells and destroys your biology on a very physical level. It is. So don't do it. The next time that you generate ill will, let's say if you're at a traffic stop and someone cuts you off or whatever happens out there in the world that causes people to have ill will, then you should investigate this for yourself. And you have to, with all of these things, you have to have the right view. That's the whole point, because you have to see reality for the way that it is. And you have to see that we're all, both of you and this person, or everyone, is in the same creation. We're created by the same thing. We're made of the same stuff. We're in the same stuff, like we're in the same ocean. We're made up of the same things. We're all connected. This whole universe is just one thing. And there's no real reason for you to do that to yourself. There's no reason for you to agitate yourself or to be angry at yourself. And it's okay when you do. It's okay. You should allow yourself to feel ill will or to have ill will as it arises in your mind. You shouldn't suppress it, or that's not natural. It's unhealthy. But as it comes up, you just allow it to come up, and you allow it to evaporate or leave inside of your system. And that's all that there is to be done as it relates to ill will. This reminds me of the Buddha and his cousin. His cousin Devadatta was a very unwholesome and evil man, and he wanted death upon the Buddha, so that he wanted the Buddha to be killed, or he wanted to kill the Buddha, so that he can take over the order of monks and teach for himself, run the order for himself. And of course, it's very unwholesome. It's maybe the most unwholesome things you can perform in the universe. And he did that. He hurled off a boulder on top of a little cliff or a mountain towards where the Buddha was heading in a little valley, and he tried to kill him. Although you cannot physically kill the Buddha because of his energy. It's the universe. It's like, throwing a positive magnet towards a negative magnet, or if you have magnets that are opposite sides, I don't know how it works, like positive to positive, it reflects, or it bounces back. That's exactly like this is. The Buddha has so much light, or had so much light in his body, that physically any human being cannot kill that man. The only thing that you can possibly do is injure him, and that's exactly what happened. The boulder hurled off this cliff, and it rolled down to the valley where the Buddha was below, and the rock split apart into many various ways, and they all split in their separate ways, and only a small rock injured the Buddha's leg. And similarly, the Devadatta did something. I believe it was that situation that caused this to happen. So essentially the actions, the unwholesome actions of his deeds, or his wrong deeds, the heaviness of that karma was so severe that in the text, in the Pali Canon, it is said that the earth could no longer hold him, and the earth split open, and he fell through, to hell. But luckily, fortunately for him, at the very last second, the Devadatta, as this was happening, as the earth was starting to suck him in, and he realized he was dying, and he started getting all these ailments in his body beforehand, because you cannot do something that evil and survive, and your body be in perfect health. I want you to remind yourself, or if you haven't already, watch Dr. Emoto's experiment on water. This will give you a great context to what I'm saying, on how your poisons actually get damaged when you perform evil deeds, or you even speak negatively about someone or something. So at the very last second, as Devadatta was being sucked into the earth, he clasped his hands into a prayer pose, clasped his hands together, and he basically understood the value of the Buddha and who the Buddha actually was, and he paid homage to the Buddha, and he basically surrendered himself to the order of monks and to the teachings of the Buddha, which is very, very good for him. And it is said in the texts that that man, Devadatta, is still in hell. He's in one of the worst hells, or if not the worst hells in the universe possible, and he will be there for millions of years, millions and millions of years, because that level of density that you create is like, you cannot escape from that. You can't just generate a black hole and think, okay, I'm just going to walk away from this. No, it doesn't work like that. You will feel the consequences. You will feel the consequences of your own wrath. So that's how it is. That's how ill will is. Best not to do anything that is, when you have ill will in your mind, best not to do any actions that, continue on. So first, of course, you have a thought. Oh, I hate this person is bad. Then you have a speech. Then you talk, okay, this person, I hate this person. You actually say it out loud. And then you have the action. You go out and actually do something very severe. So when you have the thought, just allow the thought to rise and pass away. Arise and be, the energy will dissipate. This is this is the worst action that you can act upon, is ill will. So once you have ill will generated in your mind, nothing good can come from it. It's the worst thing for your body. Alright, I've said enough. That's pretty much it for ill will. And stay tuned for the following video, where I talk about the worst thing that you can perform, or talk about a delusion. Okay. Let me think about some kind of... Okay, I'm going to wait until the time goes to 8 minutes and 44, at least, so that this video has a different level of energy, and you can benefit it from it more. Of course, 84 is the number of universes.